Great to meet everybody, and thank you, David, so much for setting this up. I'm logged into just our demo account, so you'll see some data here. I'm not logged into any of your accounts, but you all know, this is what IXACT Contact looks like. And how do I hide this thing? I don't know. It doesn't want to go away at the moment. That's fine. You'll have to deal with my ugly little taskbar on the bottom there. So you know that you can, is everybody managing their active business and their active buyers? So you have some data here when you log in?
Yes.
Some do, some don't. It depends on their setup right now. But yeah. I think going into the active business and active buyers would be a good place to start.
I think so too, because that's one feature. A lot of you are using the newsletter. That part's fairly straightforward, and we make sure that everybody gets set up in that way right away. Not everybody uses the active business, active buyers thing. So, I mean, the first thing that you need to have before we get into active business is you would actually want to have, and I'm going to go to our good friend Stan Novak here. You would want to have on the particular contact, you would want to have properties added in their profile under the properties tab. So this is very simple to add a property. If I say add property here, you can use their home address. So, and that's going to be the most typical scenario is where, you say set to contact home address, and it pulls their home address in from the main contact record page. That's going to be your most likely scenario. You can also type a property in the property information in here. For instance, if it's not their primary residence, right? They're buying a second residence, or they have an investment property, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's not their home address that they're going to be that you have as a listing. You can put in whatever property details you know. You can add a photo if you want to have an image of it. And once we save this, save. I'm in a boardroom here, so our internet is iffy. So now I've got this property that I just added, and I can turn it into a listing at any time simply by saying create listing. And now I can enter all of the listing data. So whether it's got the asking price, I'm just gonna make up a number, and the MLS number, and your commission. Call it something like that. And the listing start date is today. Listing expiry, let's say approximately 30 days from now. And I'm going to clue that in my calendar and send myself a reminder, like let's say 10 days before, like, oh crap, this thing's expiring and I haven't sold it yet. Okay, so you can add as much data here as you know, and presumably you're going to know quite a lot of it. Once we save that, now when I go into the active business tab, I will see Deer Chase Crescent. And in that listing, when I click on the listing itself, you've probably all seen in the activity plans, in addition to the marketing activity plans, there are listing and closing activity plans. And those plans are to-do lists of all the steps you need to take from the time you get a new listing. So just by clicking here, assign new listing plan, I can now just simply add this 3-month new listing plan. And just like when you assign a marketing campaign, a drip campaign, you can choose different dates. So this is always like, 1 day after the date of the listing. Today's the 13th, everything here is on the 14th, there's task 15th, all the way down through 30 days. Right, or it's actually, sorry, it's a 90-day listing plan. So I'm going to assign this plan and create the selected task. And this is going to send you reminders and put all of these to-dos into your task. So now that I've assigned this plan and I pop over to pending activities, I can now see all the things that I need to do for this listing. And maybe I put up the for sale sign today and I enter it in the MLS today. you then also have your completed activities. You can add related parties. So if you've got, if I've got frequently used related parties, I can add, here's here's an electrician who's going to do some work on the house during the time, and I can save that again. So I've got these, these listing related parties already added. Maybe a home inspector, save that. You can add showings. So as you get showings, it's very easy to add a showing here. What the type of the showing is. You can, just like anywhere you see this little modify list button throughout the system, you can add things to this list. So if you've got a different type of showing, whoever the showing agent is, whether it's you or whether you want to select it from the contact list, or you can add in the showing agent. If it's from another, another agent within the office or an agent from another brokerage. We can save that. Oh, I want the date. Save that. Save. Oh, I didn't put a date. Sometimes the system is smarter than I am.
And they can modify this. They can modify the business list.
Yeah, I'll go backwards a little bit to the business list once we get through just looking at the listing itself, because that is something that is
okay.
Is being able to have those listing related parties, and you saw how quick and easy it is when you've got that short list of listing related parties. It has to do with the business directory. So, now that we've got this listing in here, if I go back to the main tab of the active business, I can actually pull a service report, and the advantage here is it's going to show all of your completed tasks and any showings, right? And any of the main data, and we didn't necessarily fill in all of this information, but it would be filled in because you would know far more than we entered. And you can actually print this as a PDF or export it to Excel. You'd probably want to print it as a PDF. It's something that you can actually send to your client and say, look, here's all the things we've already done. At day 10, here's all the things we've already done to get your house to sell. So it does allow you to really stay on top of things and show your clients that you have this sort of this professional tracking and reporting ability. You're holding yourself accountable because they're holding you accountable, and you can give them the data. So that's pretty straightforward in terms of the business. Buyers are a little bit different. Buyers are actually, you would go to the profile itself, and under property, again, under properties, under their buying preferences, you would say this contact is an active buyer, include them in the active buyer list. And Stan's already in that active buyer list. If he's selling his home and looking for a new property. And again, you can put in all of the data here for what they're looking for as a buyer. And then you'll see Stan in the active business under buyers. So I can add a property or buy a property. So if there's something, whether it's one of your own listings or whether it's another listing, you say buy property, and you can simply add that data here as well. And same thing with buyers, you have the ability to add activity plans. You've got the pending activities, completed activities, everything that's going to keep you on track with the buyers as well as your listings. And you've of course got anything that's completed or canceled or closed stays here in your business history, and you can always pull the service report after the fact as well. Any questions on that so far, guys?
Yes. Hold on one second.
I have a question. The business history, is there any way to clear that out and start over?
You would just delete them like that.
She was asking if there's any way to clear them.
Delete them like that.
Just to go through each one and individually delete them?
Yeah. Have you got a bunch that you've added and want to start over?
Well, I used to enter and do active business and buyers, and then I didn't. So the history isn't an accurate reflection of the business, and so I was hoping to start a fresh 2018. I was going to clear all that out. I didn't think about just deleting them, but I
Yeah, it would simply be a matter of deleting them using the little trash can here.
Okay.
Now, if you're worried about reporting, like this is your overall business history, but if you're worried about reporting, when you actually pull the report for your active business, active buyers, or the transaction summary, like this is, you actually choose your date range. So you could leave the ones that are there.
At the end of the year,
yeah, you could say, from January 1st, 2018 till the end of December. So it doesn't have to, you don't necessarily have to clear that out. It's not going to be a true reflection of all of your business, but if you're just wanting to sort of get a strong report from today going forward, you can just use this report at the end of the year. And that way you're not removing, information. It is still valuable information, right? That historical data is still valuable. So I'm going to pop back over to Stan here so that we can talk again about that, the listing related parties. And so in your business directory, as you know, you can search based on business type, based on a keyword, based on a city, and search your business directory. But how do things get into the business directory? How do contacts get there? So under their work details, there has to be some sort of information added to the work details, and then you can choose to add them to your business directory and also add them to the frequently used listing related parties list. So this is how you would get this contact information into that short list we were looking at on the active listing. So it's actually a really, really simple, just quick little checkbox here. So the advantage to these, if you're looking, Stan's got a landscaping business, but if you're looking for a home inspector or you're looking for mortgage agents that you work with, anybody that has a business that's related to your business or that you might recommend as a service to your clients, right? So you may not use Stan's landscaping business, but maybe you sell someone a home and they look at the backyard and go, oh my gosh, I really need some help with this thing. And you can say, hey, I've got this great guy I would recommend. So by referring your past clients or people in your database, you're more likely to get referrals from them going forward as well, right? Sort of that pay it forward type of scenario. So really, really quick and simple.
Shannon, if you put someone in under the business aspect of it there, does that auto-populate into your contacts list?
You would have entered them as a contact. So for instance, like let's say we're going to add me, right? And then we put in my work details. Exact contact, business type. I'm going to be an architect today. That sounds like a good spot to be. And then you can say included in your business directory, and I'm going to say included in my frequently used listing related parties. Got all my info here. Whoops, auto-populated something strange. And I saved me as a contact. So now that I've been entered, you will find me in the business directory and the frequently used listing related parties. So any of your existing contacts in your contact list, they'll still appear here, and they're still searchable, and you can still group them, and categorize them just like you would any contact. But they will also be in this is sort of a quick access tool, right? So they still live in your contact list, but if I search for architect, there I am. So it's just giving you quick access. And you could add additional business details here.
Okay.
Right, it actually takes you right to the business directory tab on that contact profile. So everybody always lives in your contact list, sort of this e-Rolodex. It's still searchable. It's just that the business directory and the frequently used listing related parties gives you a short list of your business contacts that you've added to that list.
Right.
Just quick access tools. On the subject of the searching the contact list, actually, is anyone using the list view? Does everybody know how to do an advanced search? Because that's a feature.
Go ahead and do an advanced search.
Yeah, because this is a feature that allows you, and this is sort of the whole reason to categorize your contacts. As you know, you can search this box, you can search it by name, you can search it by email address, you can search it by phone number, by address, whatever you want. But it just gives you that one single contact. This is not searching by those contact groups. So why the heck did we set up the groups? And you know that when you're setting up a mass email, you can choose groups. But if you want to actually pull up a list of contacts, you can do this advanced search. You can choose them right from this list, or you can do an advanced search and choose, I want just my prospects that are in my A list. So I want my hot prospects. And you can change this by date criteria. It's currently an active buyer, currently has a listing. You can search by religion if you're trying to send out a holiday greeting, any of these fields. But let's just do a prospect. There they are. And the great thing here is it pulls them into this tabular view. And you'll notice these buttons at the bottom. The moment that I click one or more or select all of the contacts in this list, I now have access to all of these buttons at the bottom of the screen. And what it allows me to do is mass assign everybody to the same drip campaign. So for instance, if these are your A prospects, and you know that they're all first-time home buyers, you may say mass assign, and I'm going to add them all to the first-time buyer currently renting drip campaign. So you have the ability to do things en masse, and it will assign the same campaign with the same timing to all of those people. So especially, if you meet a group of people through an open house or something, where you're getting multiple contacts at once, this is a great way to have everybody on the same, same marketing and follow-up schedule. You can also mass assign them to another group. So for instance, if, let's think back to that search. If we had looked at, I want everybody added to my database since today. And the advantage there would be, these are the people I just added as open house contacts. You could add all the contacts and just their information, and then use this search to be able to group them. So you wouldn't actually have to assign and check off the groups for every single contact. You can simply add the contact information and then mass assign them to the appropriate categorization. So it makes it really, really easy. I can create letters and labels. So, if this is your Christmas card list, you can, print out your labels for your envelopes. I can mass assign keep in touch phone call reminders. So maybe you don't want to put these people on a drip campaign as your A prospects. I want to assign them, pardon my scroll. I want to assign these people to a bi-weekly keep in touch call. These are my A prospects. I'm going to call these guys every other week until they do business with me or tell me to go away. You can assign these calls and spread them over a range of dates. So you can spread the calls out over a week, 2 weeks, a month, depending on the size of the group that you've just pulled up, right? If it's 50 contacts, you're going to want to spread them over a slightly larger range of dates. And what that will do is it will schedule, the system will automatically split the call list up into an even number spread over the range of dates that you've given. So, if you're spreading 20 calls over a week, 50 calls over 3 weeks, whatever that looks like for you, because I don't know about you, but I don't want 50 call reminders all on the same day. It's not going to happen. So you can spread them out.
So you could take your database and say you were supposed to call them once a quarter. Yeah. You could assign your whole database and start at January the 1st through March. Oh, that's good. That's what I need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can assign that call reminder and spread it. You don't want to spread it over the whole year. You want to say, you know, if it's your entire database of 300 people or something, you may want to spread that over a couple of months. And then the system will automatically schedule all of the reminders for the first quarter and then going forward. And it will spread those evenly, you know,
Good.
each time.
I like that.
Yeah. So we made it really, really easy to do that. So you don't have to do things contact by contact. You can set it up all at once. So the recommendation is maybe not to do it for your whole database, but to do it for, you know, I want quarterly keep in touch calls for this group, and I want annual keep in touch calls for this group, you know, just depending on how frequent the touch point should be, depending on, you know, their level of interest as you've set them up as contacts. Any questions about the list view?
No.
One other nice feature here is that if I actually click through, it takes me to the contact record. I can edit and save this contact record. I can make a note here, whatever I want to do. And then I can actually click this little next button at the bottom, and it will take me to the next contact in that list. And I can go back to the list. So I can navigate around in sort of this tab. I can tab through the list without having to click on each person individually. So if I just want to sort of edit contact information, update something, check something, I can edit this information, and then I can just actually go back to the list itself. I can select this and say create mass email, and this will actually pop me right into my mass email template. Maybe I'm going to send all of these contacts this just listed flyer. And now you can see I've got 7 contacts already selected, ready to send this flyer to. You can do a lot from that advanced search window. And we use it a lot in-house. I use it probably daily. We do actually use our own system, but we understand that not everybody sort of uses that to its maximum. It will really help you out in terms of making it a lot easier to work with specific groups within your database. You can even pull up your entire database into that list with the ability to tab through, select specific contacts, make edits, all in that one window. So, you know, this is the e-Rolodex is meant, you know, just the same way you would look on your phone for a specific contact. It's alphabetical. You can search it by name. Gives you the ability to search and, you know, not navigate away from your active window here. But, you know, it doesn't search by the categorization, and that's really the power of that list view. Any questions?
Do you guys have a, just for the agents in the office, if they were doing like an agent luncheon, do you guys have an agent luncheon email set up in the email system?
We don't. And I mean, it would be a matter of, you know, you can kind of tweak any of the templates to be whatever you want them to be, right? Like these are all the templated flyers that we give you. I mean, you can create a new email at any point and add images and type in them with the WYSIWYG editor. Is anybody creating their own emails at the moment, or are you just using the monthly e-newsletter for the most part?
Several of them are creating their own emails. Okay,
excellent.
Or tweak or modifying the ones that we have in the system now.
Yeah, that's perfect. With the any templates that are there, you can always customize. I've seen agents actually use some of our e-greeting cards to, you know, they've got the Happy New Year and all these things. I've seen people actually use, you know, different sort of strategy with this, because you already know, you know, you could just simply replace this image and replace the text, and you know that this is formatted in such a way that it's going to fit nicely, you know, on an email in an email pane. So you don't necessarily have to use this exactly, but yeah, if you replace the image and you already know the sizing of the image, then it makes it really easy to recreate something, you know, like an invitation. Has anybody started using SocialStream yet?
They need to know what SocialStream is.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to sign out of here for 1 second. Like I said, we do actually use IXACT in-house, so I'm going to sign into, this is our, and the reason I'm signing in here is we do actually have an active SocialStream account that is posting to our Facebook. So SocialStream, you all have access to it. It's in your user profile, and then it's under integrations. So SocialStream is a service that automatically posts to your social media. It is free for your first 30 days, and then after that, it's just $20 a month. What it gives you is access to curated content from national publication sources. So if I look here, here's your list of all of the magazine and online publications to choose from. And then all of the articles have actually been read and tagged with different topics. And so you can set this up, you know, with as much or as little content, much as little information as you want. I go into our account settings here, and normally when you click, when you click set up my SocialStream account or activate SocialStream, it goes into a little wizard that step by step walks you through, you know, setting up your profile, setting up your branding, setting up your social networks. So you'll see here we've got it sending out to our Facebook, which is our, it has to connect with your personal page. It doesn't have to post to your personal page. You can turn this off. You can have it just posting to your business page. Same thing with LinkedIn, same thing with Twitter. It always, because pages are connected to your profile, you have to connect it to your profile because that's where you sign in and authorize, you know, SocialStream to be able to post there. But you can turn off the actual posting if you don't want real estate related postings on your personal page. Totally up to you. You schedule it, and you can schedule up to 21 times a week, 3 times a day, 7 days a week. You're going to go at, the research has shown that these are the best times to post. So 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 6 p.m. Obviously, in your time zone, we're Eastern. And you can choose as many or as few of these as you like. And you can choose to have an email notification. The default is that's on. So every time a posting goes to your social media, you will get an email notification saying posting, you know, just got posted to your social networks. The default is that it's fully automated. So it will automatically choose articles from the selected publications and topics and automatically post them at the times that you've chosen. You can change the level of automation. So if you want to be able to review the posting before it goes, you can do automated queuing, where the system will still choose the articles and it will still automatically post, but it does give you an advance notice of that posting so that you can actually review the content and say, yeah, I like that one, or no, I don't like that one, show me a new one, before the scheduled posting time. If you review it and think that one's good, then you just leave it alone and it will still automatically post. The semi-automated queuing pulls back that automation one more level. It will still suggest the articles automatically, but you will have to approve it before it sends the post to your social media. So again, just depends on how much control you want. The default is that it's totally set it and forget it. And if you disable the automation, it means that the system won't choose articles for you. What you would do is from that dashboard view we looked at when I first logged in here, and I'll navigate back there in a second, you would actually be able to log into your SocialStream, quickly review the articles, and say, I want to post this one. I want to post that one. So it makes it manual, but it does still give you the access to the curated content. One of the huge advantages to this, and I should have had Facebook queued up, but I don't, but I will in a second here. That contact. Not on my Facebook, it's on IXACT Facebook. And let's find a SocialStream post here. Here's one. So this is a post, you know, AdvisorStream is the service that provides us with SocialStream. It is exclusive to IXACT Contact, or their real estate version is exclusive to IXACT Contact. We've worked with them for probably 3 years to develop this program. So if someone is reading this article, as you know, on any social media, it's a quick little snapshot of the article. When I actually click to read the rest of this article, it takes me to a landing page with your branding, your name, your contact information, and a pop-up asking you for your contact information. So this is lead generating. People can say no thanks. You actually have the ability, if you want to force them to submit their contact info before they read the article, you can have this no thanks button removed. So you can make it forced, they have to submit it. But the great thing here is this is automatically going to filter these leads back to your CRM and tag them as original source of contact, social stream. So that, and you'll still get your lead notification just like you do when a lead comes in from any other source into IXACT Contact. So the great thing here is that whoever's reading this article from your social media is still within your little online sphere. They haven't navigated all the way away to HouseLogic's website. Now, some publishers, you'll see this little read full article button. This button will actually take me to HouseLogic's website to read the rest of this online publication. Some publishers, you can read the entire article on the landing page. Others have limited how much content can be shown here. Just depends on the publisher and what their arrangement is with the social site. But again, they got here and they're still in your realm and you've asked them for their contact information. Not everybody's going to fill out that form, right? Some people are going to say, I don't want to give you my info. Why I'm online is and others are going to fill it out. We have a customer, she's been a customer with us for many, many years. She just activated Social Stream last month, and within the first 2 weeks, she said she had 2 strong leads just from people floating around her Facebook, and there were people that she didn't know before. They're just following her on her Facebook, and they happened to click through on an article and did fill out the form. She does have it as a forced form, where they have to fill out the information to read the rest of the article.
We have one quick question, Shannon. Hang on a second here.
Hey, Shannon, can you, is there a way for you to share your own blog off your IXACT Contact on this part of the social stream?
No. Social Stream, the way it's set up, it is specifically this database of content. So it's just posting these articles. If you're on your blog, and this is just a demo website, but if you're on your blog, you can share these articles to social media, right? So if I wanted to share this to my own Facebook, I would just click this Facebook button. But you have to do it from the blog on the website. It's not connected to Social Stream, and I think what you're saying here is too, it doesn't actually direct you to a landing page. It would simply post this to Facebook.
But there's no way to automate it like you're doing on Social Stream?
No, there's not. So if I were to go back now to my Facebook, I just posted that article. This is what you would see from the blog, but it's not automatic. But if someone clicks it, it does take them back to your website.
Thank you.
No problem. So as you can see here, like you can share these manually. You're not limited to the 21 posts a week or to those specific times. Those are the automated posting times. If you have a few minutes a week that you want to come in here and take a quick look, you may say, oh, I like this article, I'm going to post this. Right? So you can then choose to share it. Any questions about Social Stream?
Shannon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said up to 21 postings a week, but if you don't want that many, you have the ability to set the number you want, correct?
Yeah. So here in the scheduler, only the green ones are the actual postings that are going out.
Okay.
You choose this, and you can always come back and edit it if you're finding that it's not getting you the results that you're looking for. I encourage everybody to give it a try. It's like I said, your first 30 days are free when you activate Social Stream, and you can actually deactivate it from right within your own account. So when you're logged in to your IXACT, you can say either log into Social Stream, and initially this will say activate Social Stream. And then once you've set it up, this little deactivate button is here. You can turn it off yourself at any time. One other thing, I can actually go back into I'm going to go back to IXACT here for a moment.
Not really.
There we go. Now, is everyone using the monthly e-newsletter?
Yes.
I think for the most part they are. Those that are new to it probably haven't got it set up yet, but.
Sure. And so the monthly e-newsletter, as you know, you actually initially set it up in Keep in Touch, and then you do have the ability to edit the monthly e-newsletter. Is anyone editing the monthly e-newsletter? And you don't have to. It is also set it and forget it.
What about the
Go ahead.
There was a question about is there an ability to print the monthly newsletter?
It is formatted for email.
Like to save it in PDF?
Yeah, so the challenge with it is because it's formatted specifically for email, it doesn't reformat to print particularly well. You would be able to, send yourself a copy of it and then, copy and paste it into letters and labels if you want to print it from IXACT, or you could copy and paste it into, Word document or whatever other editor you're using. The challenge is you would have to edit the formatting so that it would print nicely on a page, because it is formatted to be a mobile-friendly email. Right? So if you copy and paste it, it's in tables. So it's really not designed to be printed specifically.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But where I was going with this was on a monthly basis, if there is something you want to add to your newsletter, and you don't have to do it every month, you don't have to do it at all, but you do have the ability to customize the personal message as well as customize the article. So if I'm just to preview the way this looks today, we've got our mobile-friendly email header. This is the personal message. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty good. And then you can just sort of preview, here's my 3 articles. You may love them all. You may decide I want to exclude one. You may say I want to add my own. When you go to customize articles, it allows you to actually edit the article, and you can change any of the content of this article. You can change the photo. You can exclude the article if you don't like this one particularly. And when you say add article, it actually gives you a blank article with the same formatting. So this is what I'm speaking to about it not being a truly printable version because of this formatting and it being mobile responsive. It actually creates a table if you copy and paste, even copy and paste the HTML. You could add in, something that would make this local, right? If you've got an image, you went to a local event and wanted to add the image, or there's an upcoming event that you want to advertise in your newsletter that you're going to be attending, you can add those things here. Very, very easy to do. And I'm sure we're all aware of campaign reporting, and I don't want to show you campaign reporting here. I wanted to speak a little bit to the power of campaign reporting. And I had this discussion with a group a couple weeks ago. Just sort of, what do you do with this information? Think about that just listed flyer that we sort of just took a quick peek at a few minutes ago. In something like a just listed flyer, you're always going to have a call to action. And especially if it's something that has, whether it's call me, or whether it's click here to learn more about this listing and you're sending them to the MLS or you're sending them to a virtual tour online, it's really valuable to know not only who is actually looking at your email, but also who is clicking through on a link within that email. And so if I look at something, like let's pretend this is that just listed flyer, I can see the details of specifically who opened my email. I can actually sort it by the number of times they opened my email. And people that are opening your email multiple times, like sort of upwards of 4 times, they've probably forwarded your email on to others within their network. It always reports back to the original email address that this is tagged to. Okay? And then if I look at the link analysis, this is where I would see who has actually clicked on this hyperlink to learn more about this property, right? So if you send this out to 50 people, this great new just listed flyer, and you can see specifically who's clicked through to learn more, it makes it pretty easy to narrow down your call list, prioritize your call list. You still want to call as many of those, as many of the people you sent that just listed to as possible, but now you know who should go to the top of your priority list. So there is power in the e-newsletter, in the campaign reporting. You can look at the same detail for your email newsletter. Now, we don't include links, but you can add links to your monthly e-newsletter. You have that option with the editing. Any questions on campaign reporting? Is everybody using campaign reporting?
Good so far. I don't know if anyone I think this may have been their first introduction to it.
Yeah, it's there. You can see the stats of all of your emails. And even your activity plan emails, so your drip campaigns, you can actually see specifically who is opening which email, what plan they're part of, and when they open. So, most systems that offer drip email don't have the ability to see the reporting back on the drip campaign. Reason being, technically drip emails are one-to-one. Even though they're sending out through the mass email server, the reporting is available. It's just not typically made available to the user because it is technically a one-to-one email, even though it's sending through the mass email server. We've made it available so that you can see who is interacting with your activity, with your. Can
you also go over, since we got some folks that's just started using IXACT, the activity plan aspect of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll pop up into there now. Activity plans, we looked at quickly in the active business. We looked at the listing plans. There are also closing plans, and these are to-do lists. So if I actually open that full plan, this is a 90-day task list for everything you have to do from the time you get a new listing, right? So again, always customizable. You can add tasks to this, you can delete tasks, you can edit the tasks. Everybody's process with their business is a little bit different, but this is where you would edit and change this plan to really make it your own. I'm gonna get back out of here. The other types of activity plans are marketing plans, and these are drip campaigns. We've written 9 full campaigns for you. They are duplicated in email and letter format. So if someone doesn't give you their email address, you only have their mailing address, you can assign them to the letter campaign. The system will simply prompt you every time a letter is due to be sent. If we look at the tasks in this email campaign, you'll notice that these are automated emails, and then there's a phone call reminder built right into the plan. So you may have put this person on, a quarterly keep in touch call, but you're also going to get reminders from your marketing plan, from your drip plan. Again, fully customizable. You can edit the content of these emails. And the advantage to drip email is that it's meant to look like a personal note from you. It's not meant to look like a marketing piece like your monthly e-newsletter. You can add images and hyperlinks and whatever you like to this email content. But the idea behind drip is that it's meant to look like you're sending an email to this person that's valuable information for them, that's specific to them. So, you know, this email is specifically for a first-time buyer. And this will always go with your branding. So your email header and your signature included on this email as well. And just like the...
have you guys got your email headers set up?
a yes for the most part?
Also, after we do marketing plans, the email header setups would be another good thing.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I'll wrap up in this window. So, I mean, you can add additional tasks, whether they're like reminders, you can add additional emails, you can remove steps from this plan, whatever you want to do. My one recommendation with both types of plan, whether it's an email plan or whether it is a listing or closing campaign, you will want to copy the plan first and then edit it. And that way you've always got, you know, the ones that we've created, the default plans are always there, and then you're editing a copy, right? You can save as many as you want within the system itself. And to show you email headers, forgive me for popping back and forth here. We have a demo account that has better information than our day-to-day account. And so that's why I pop back over here to look at the email headers. So your branding that's going out on top of all of your emails. So you'll find that in your user profile and then under just email header. This email header, and this will be actually changing, and I'm going to give you as a sneak preview of something in just a second as well. But this email header is mobile responsive. So the photo, the contact information, and the logo are all three separate pieces that have the ability to stack on top of each other. So if you're using this, for instance, on your monthly e-newsletter, it's going to retain that mobile responsiveness. You can also have a nice big graphical email header. This email header that you're looking at right here has actually been created using a tool in IXACT Contact. Or if you're using the IXACT Contact website, you can actually create the header that matches your website branding exactly right from your the back end of your website. But if you're not using our website and you just want to create a header that looks like this, it's right here under this little need help creating a custom header, and there's some instructions. So if you have our website, go to the your website control panel here. If you don't have our website, click here, and it gives you this nifty little tool. You can literally just put in your information, you know, whatever information you want. I'm the best. Work with me. You can have your social media links, choose your photo. I think I've got a headshot here somewhere. That'll work. You can choose your company logo. I don't know if I've got one of those handy. Do I have one of those handy? Probably have somebody's. There we go. I can choose a background image, and there's a whole list of these. These are the same background images available in the back end of the website. So if you're using our website, these are all the same images you would see. Or you can upload your own, right? If you've got your own image that you like as the background, you can choose a color palette, something that maybe matches your branding. I like this one. And then say generate header, and there you go. So you've got this great header, and then all you do is you save the image and you upload it into your image manager and add it into your IXACT account here. So just, you know, great little tool that we pulled actually out of the website to allow everyone to be able to use this tool. So you don't have to use this tool if you have a big graphic already. You've had a designer create something for you. You don't have to use this tool. You would just then use the image manager here and upload your header into the system. Any other questions at this point, David?
So you're gonna show them the surprise that we talked about the other day?
I sure am. So you have, anyone who's been using IXACT Contact for any length of time at this point, you know, this is IXACT Contact. I'm going to go back to the home screen just for comparison's sake. This is IXACT Contact today. For demoing, I'm actually zoomed into 110%. Let me zoom out. There's IXACT Contact today at, you know, 100%. That's the way that you're viewing it. This is what's coming this spring. This is our new dashboard. And this is actually just a designer mock-up. I actually don't have access to a live version yet. It is still in development. And we will be doing beta testing. And it's voluntary beta testing. Basically, when you go to the login page, it'll say, hey, do you want to try out the new version of IXACT? It's in beta. Some things, you know, it should work properly, but you may have a glitch or two. It won't mess up your database, I promise. It's just, you know, if you're trying to use a function that, you know, the developers have done something with, but it isn't quite working right yet, you may run into the odd issue, as with any beta system, but you will have the ability to actually sort of test run this and give us your feedback if you want to. The one thing that I'm not able to show here, because we've just added this active business, active buyers, tasks, and appointments as placeholders, right? This is the same thing we see on the home screen today. You see this little view all? These will actually be widgets. So there's actually going to be goal setting and business pipeline added to the system. So you can put in, I want to make this much money this year. This is how many listing presentations I have to do. You know, this is how many listings I have to get, you know, in order to achieve those goals. And you can have that as a widget on your home screen in like a little graphical view, right? And it can give you, you know, you're in the red, the black, the green, give you your numbers as a snapshot year to date. Where are you today with the information you've entered into the system? Same thing with business pipeline. There's actually a little widget that you can add to show, you know, your original source of contact, you know, and where you're converting leads from the most. So there's all kinds of really cool, much more interactive, graphical widgets. So you can customize what will actually be here in this active window when you log in. You'll notice that it fits my full screen. IXACT Contact today fits in the screen size that was appropriate 9 years ago. Widescreen monitors were not common. Now, with widescreen monitors and people using tablets, we need to be able to use this system on every possible device. So you do have the ability to sort of compact the dashboard headers as well as your contacts. And if I click on contacts, it just slides them out over top in the tablet view. In the dashboard view, same thing. I can compact the nav bar, and I can also compact the contacts. If I click this, it'll just slide it back in. And the contact profile will be updated as well. So you'll have all of your contact details. But as you can see, much more user-friendly, much nicer fonts, you know, sort of graphical representations and checkboxes in this way. So that's the sneak peek I wanted to give everybody. This is coming, I think we're looking at full go live in May with beta testing next month. So very,
that looks good. I like that.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's time for an update, and it's just, you know, as with any software development project, it's taking more time and resources than initially thought, but it is coming. And the same thing with the way your system is today. Your logo would be up here. Eventually, we will actually have the ability to change the colors of the buttons to a company's colors. So that'll be sort of like a phase two.
One of the things on it is the when everybody gets theirs up and running, do they still need to contact support to get them to do the exchange link for their phone and their calendars and things like that?
Yes. Yeah, if you want to set up a wireless sync or Google sync, you do need to contact our support team, and they'll get that set up for you. In terms of any setup, your email header, anything that you need assistance with, always contact our support team. They really are fantastic, and they're here. They're here to help you specifically. So don't hesitate ever to call support. I hate hearing the people. I get emails saying I'm so frustrated with the system, but just pick up the phone. Please don't sit in front of it and feel like you don't know what you're doing. Call me, call support, and we'll make sure that it's working for you. Anybody else have any questions today before we wrap up?
Give them just a quick overview of if they haven't signed up yet. I think everyone in the room is signed up, but just in case they haven't imported their databases, I have found it's easier just to let the guys in support do it. They seem to be quicker at it than I am.
There actually is no way on the user end to upload data. You can add individual contacts, but to upload data, if you've got it in a spreadsheet or you have it in another system that you can export it into a spreadsheet, just email that to support@exactcontact.com and they will upload it for you, always within 1 business day. And they'll email you back. We have a tool in-house that allows us to convert your file format into the file format that maps to Exact Contact. And that's why we do it for you, because it's going to simplify it. It's going to ensure that all of the data ends up in the correct boxes on import. Has everybody set up their Exact? Does everybody have a live Exact Contact account with login today? If you don't,
but we've got most of them have.
Okay. Yeah, because if you don't, you'll simply go to our website, click on the free trial button, and then once you enter the Lucas partner code here, it'll say your free trial is 1 day, and your billing amount is 0. So it'll update that for you, because it's all billed through your office now, courtesy of David, which is super nice of him.